Hello and welcome back to another FIFA 19 Friday video from our career mode save with Crewe Alexandra. It's Season 1 Episode 5 and today we're back slightly earlier than planned to play against playoff hopefuls Crawley, while we're now sitting in the top 3 trying to cement our place for promotion. But before that, there's a couple of bits of news. First of all, we did manage one more signing in January. It's the one I really wanted. On a free, he'd been a free agent all season. We tried to negotiate 3 or 4 times and it had gone wrong. His name is Georges Manjek. He used to play for Burnley very briefly, I think, but he definitely played abroad in the Europa League in the past because I recognised the name immediately. I'm pretty sure it was in the French league as well, but you can see why we want him. He's got speed, strength and loads of stamina. He sits in that holding role and he's by far the best player at the club, and at the age of 30 he's still got a couple more years in him if nothing else. So he's going to fit in lovely there and fits perfectly into our diamond system, where we've got 2 central midfielders who are young and ambitious and fairly quick across the pitch, and then our attacking midfielder who's naturally a left winger but has a little bit of trickery and speed. Other players off the pitch are improving so quickly. James Justin at right back and Pelly Ruddock, the 2 Luton boys, they're improving hugely. A few of the youngsters off the pitch are moving up as well. So Payne can consider himself quite unlucky. He's improved to 64, but because we've brought Manjek in, he's not got a chance to start. We've got a few of the youngsters on the bench today as we've had a midweek match, and a few of the usual sub players had to start the game and are a bit tired now as a result. And a couple of the ageing players such as Porter and Green and Nicky Hunt as well, they just can't cope with the demands anymore. So they'll all get a rest this weekend. The other bit of news we've got is from our board. They're having a little complaint about us even though we're in 2nd place. So we had a message a few days ago to say you're not on track, you're not investing in youth enough. Now we've brought in 6 players, but they're moaning because we haven't given them 20 matches altogether so far. But how on earth are we supposed to do that when the players didn't even start getting picked up until February or March? So now we are in the middle of March, we will start to give them appearances off the bench, and hopefully between the 4 of them we'll give them 20 appearances. Though I'm not sure if that means 20 appearances each or 20 appearances between the 4 of them. So if it's 20 appearances each, then that's physically impossible from the time they were picked up. We didn't even have 4 players at that point. And the 3 we had, 2 of them were goalkeepers, so we couldn't have played them 20 times each. But we'll worry about that a bit later. We'll definitely get 20 appearances between them, so we want to see how that works out. If it is 20 each, then so be it, we'll let it go this season, and hopefully it won't cost us too much, especially if we get promotion. We are out of all the cups, so it is just the league to focus on. As you saw from the home screen, we've managed to get ourselves up to 2nd place now, with 7 points clear of 4th place Colchester, and there's a few other teams close by in the playoffs. But we've just got to keep things sensible now. We don't lose too many matches, but we do draw an awful lot, and a few more draws could push us back towards those playoff spots. You can see Crawley are just 1 point off there in 8th place, and they're going to be wanting to beat us today to get back into the top 7. But that's enough about off the field matters. Let's go and play the game and see if we can cement our place in the top 3, and maybe even put up a challenge for MK Dons for the title. As we mentioned a minute ago, we're almost at full strength today. We've got our first choice first 11 out, but there's a couple of defenders a bit tired. It's just on the bench we're a bit weaker than normal. The kits go together lovely. Crawley have got a sensible away kit that's completely different to their home strip, and as a result it should have no bearing on this match. We'll be back in a second with the kickoff. Right, we're into this League 2 game. We've got to play Crawley at home. We're back at the home of football. I don't know what they call it on this ground, but we're going to pretend it's Cresty Road, or whatever Crewe call their stadium now. I think it had a sponsor last time we went up there. We've got the kick-off, and we're just going to try and do what we normally do. Control possession, save the fitness of some of these defensive players. Try not to give the ball away with 5-yard passes every time, which is nigh on impossible at this level of the game, particularly in this edition of FIFA. We've mentioned in the last couple of episodes, it's not the best edition of the game you've ever seen. There's so many bugs. We've seen plenty of videos online of people skating, and the online modes in particular having trouble with that. But we're bringing it away on the counter-attack now, but again the 5-yard pass goes astray. And for us it's about keeping shape and staying unbeaten in as many games as possible. We've been on a fantastic run to get up to 2nd from 7th or 8th place in the last episode. So now we've got a real chance to get promotion and get a year ahead on our plan. We're going to get Miller in there with Kirillov. He's in one-on-one. Can he finish? He can't. It's a good save. And he's gone away to Bowery on the right. But we really got to score chances like that. It's so difficult one-on-one with low-quality players. But particularly when you're trying to place it and things like that. It's okay if you've got an instinctive finish or you time the double tap right. But if you want to do an actual authentic finish that you would normally see in a game of football, it's not really the case. So we have to try and prepare to play like an arcade rather than a football simulation. But as you'll know from me, being a Football Manager channel predominantly, I prefer realism and want things to be as close to real life as possible. And that's why we take these lower league challenges, so we can play with the clubs that are real football teams who have been struggling for years or have been on a downward spiral and turn them around. Kirillov gets the ball back to Potts. Potts brings it in towards Jones, and we're just going to start to build up from the back again. We're not in a rush to get the ball forward this time, so we will just keep possession and try and get some of our new players a bit of comfortability on the ball. And it's gone out towards the right to Pelly Ruddock. Ruddock out to Justin, who's going to come back inside to the new man. It's gone past him to Jones though. Kirillov, who created that first chance of the match. We've got it wide out to Justin again. Can we get the delivery in? But we're beaten to it in the air. We always struggle with those balls into the box. Unless they're perfect and away from the defender, in an automatic one-on-one duel, the defender will always win on this game. The ball's gone forward to their centre forward, who's held it up, and he's fallen towards Randall, but James Justin is so strong in there. He's been improving the most from training off the pitch, so we're more than happy to see him doing well, particularly as a homegrown Luton talent, the club that I love so much. It's always great to see him doing well. We're going to deliver the ball with Potts to the back post. Bowery's never getting there. It's an awfully overhit cross, something I'm normally quite good at getting right, but unfortunately on this occasion it's not the case. And with almost half an hour gone, we have had the only couple of chances of the game, but we've not created anything concrete bar that one effort that Miller hit straight at the keeper. They're trying to get in behind again, but that's easy for Potts, and we can bring it away with Kirillov now. We've got the switch of play on, and it's so effective with the fullbacks. This narrow diamond, they just get in behind. They're uninterrupted, and we've got a chance now. Potts getting into the box from the left-hand side. We'll have a shot. It's tipped away, and Bowery tried to slide. I didn't even make the challenge there. I didn't press the button, so I'm not quite sure why it did it. Maybe it's just a natural instinct reaction, but as a result, we've wasted that chance as well. But it was a good save from the keeper from the first one. I have no idea what Manjek's doing there. I went for him to challenge the ball, and he just dived to the floor and headed it. And headed the floor, there was no one there. Ray's made a very good challenge at the back, and it's deflected out for a throw. And it's a chance for Crawley to create their first clear-cut chance of the match. Oh, it's given to us. Luke Gambin, they've got playing on the left, a player who was at Luton last year in our promotion season. Pelly Ruddock's bringing it away on the right. They'll all be good mates. Let's get the ball into Kirillov on the halfway line and see if we can bring it away down the left-hand side. Potts is making that run again. He's in behind so easy. We've got Bowery coming in at the back post. We'll go for the first time ball. He's up in the air, but he's beaten to it by the defender, and he's going to bounce away for a throw-in. And apparently it's there, so it must have been Bowery who headed it, but it was awfully directed if it was just off him. Ball's been brought away by Crawley, and towards the halfway, we're going to be looking at half-time being a 0-0. It's not been a great performance, but we have still had 2 or 3 really good chances. But unfortunately, nothing's come of them, and we're going to have to settle for a draw at the moment, unless we can create something a bit more concrete in the last chance. But again, a 5-yard pass goes astray, and now Crawley have got a 3-on-2 going forward, and we're relying on our old, slower centre-half to get back there. But thankfully, he held them up, and Ray can get back in shape now. Let's see if we can make a challenge there. He slid in, it was poor. They're in one-on-one. They've had the shot, but it's just wide. And I thought that was going to be the moment we regretted it. Those of you who remember our first episode against Morecambe, I think it was episode 2, when we played our first game of the season. And Morecambe had one shot in the whole game and scored it, and we lost 1-0. But other than that, we've been doing fairly well. We've not been great on camera, we lost a couple of games, but we've had some decent spells in between. And this is one of the first ones where I haven't just picked the biggest game or the game that's most appealing to me. So hopefully it's one where we're expected to win and can get a result out of it, sorry. The ball's cleared away towards Rains. Rains is going to be beaten to it by Palmer, and this is where the lack of fitness at the back shows. But what a challenge that is to win the ball. It's still fallen to the centre forward though, who gets it in. Ray knocks it away towards Potts, and we can switch the ball now. But it's half time, and after a boring half of football, it's 0-0, despite us having the first couple of good chances in the match. Right, we're into the second half. Let's see if we can make the most of one of our chances. We need to keep restricting Crawley because they had one good chance towards the end of the half, but we just got a bit sloppy. We don't want that happening and costing us promotion. It only takes 2 or 3 of those results and we start to drop down again. Manjek with a good challenge, and it's won back by Jones in the middle. Ray gets the ball out to Potts on the left, and it's a chance for us to start to build on the counter again with those overlapping fullbacks, but it's given away from another 5-yard pass, as is so often the case on this game. Even if you aim it perfectly, it doesn't always come off. It's just trying to reflect lower league players. It's a great save by the keeper though. That's about the best dynamic I've seen from a keeper this season. Good physics, and he makes a great save down to his right. to tip it wide for a corner, but Crawley have started the better in this second half and we need to be very careful here. Jones heads the corner right, again a diving header. I've barely seen any this season. There's been about 4 attempts at one in this game and only 2 of them have actually gone near the ball. Justin's trying to close down, but the cross is into the box. It's a free header. What a save that is, but the rebound's in. The first one's a fantastic save, but the players' reactions isn't natural at all. And as a result, we're 1-0 down again, despite dominating most of that first half. And we've got a lot of work to do now, as these lads are camera shy, and they keep losing every time we get in front of you guys. The ball's out to Potts at left back, and he finds Jones. Jones bringing it across to Mpanzu on the right, and we'll get it out to Justin at full-back. We're going to start to attack with a bit more intensity now. It's not about saving stamina anymore. Kirilov tries to get the ball into Miller, but it's one back. And now we've got to close down the full-back again as they bring it away. Ball's out to Justin, who wins it back, and we'll get the throw in there. Can we build an attack of any sort of meaning, which we haven't done yet in this second half? One more chance, then we'll bring on some subs. We've got some talented youngsters on the bench with a bit of stamina, so let's see if they can make a difference after this. Potts on the left-hand side, he's out of breath already. Ball into Miller. Miller's trying to find Bowery. Bowery's got Jones making the run, but he doesn't quite find him with a pass, and he can't get on the end of the second one. Ray's knocked the ball down, but it's only as far as Jones. Jones gets it out to Kirilov on the left. He finds Bowery on 25 yards out. He's got no one there, but he finds Kirilov just before he loses it. One touch from Kirilov and delivers. Run in from Pelly Ruddock, but it's knocked away. Bowery will go up for the header again, but it's put behind for a corner, and we are going to make the 3 subs now. So we'll join you back in a second to let you know of the changes. Right, we've made our 3 changes. It's time for the corner to come in. We'll talk about them in a minute, but that's too close to the keeper and it's knocked away. It's fallen out to Ruddock on the edge to Rains. To Harvey Evans, one of the substitutes, cuts inside, finds Ruddock again, but he's too slow and he's challenged. We're just running out of legs in the middle of it, so we brought Payne on for Manjek in the holding role. We've brought Perry and G on at right back. Potts has come off and Justin switched to the left, which he's equally competent at doing and does in real life quite often as well. We've also brought on one of the other young lads, Harvey Evans, as we mentioned, on the left of the 4 in midfield. So let's get the ball out from the back and see if we can build a nice attack towards the end of the game. Rains is bringing it out from centre half. It's just a bit slow and laboured at the minute. Evans gets the ball up to Miller. There's no one really making that run off the ball. We're going to try and find Justin's down the line, but it's too slow and it's one back. And now they're able to get in behind again. We need a bit of magic from Ray here. See if he gets caught out with the cross. He's been cut inside and it's gone to the back post. Great knockdown by the defender and the rebound's gone wide. While the defender's in the net just doing a dance. I have no idea what he's doing there. That's not particularly realistic, but aside from that, we've survived, and it's still 1-0. Justin gets the ball up to Payne, the substitute. On to Evans, the other sub in the middle there. He's going to charge at the defence and finds Bowery. He's got Ruddock running off him, but he stopped for some reason. He's into Ng in the box. He's got the touch, tries to cross, but he's challenged in time, and we've got another corner kick to float in. Let's see if we can find one of the big men this time. We're going to get Rains onto this one and see if we can find him. A big aerial presence. Here he is, just too close to the keeper again, who seems to be coming out a lot more than others. The header's down, but Payne's never getting there, and he's too slow on the rebound as well. But Crawley are panicking at the back and hoofing it away. And with 10 minutes to go, we've got a chance to get back into this. The throw's in towards Kirilov, tries to turn outside towards Justin, who's there. Justin cuts inside again and tries to find Kirilov with the return, but it's cleared away for yet another throw-in. Back to Evans from Justin. Works it back down the line. Can we get a delivery in of any sort of quality? Finds Evans, cuts it inside to Payne, and they're going down the middle instead. Finds Ruddock on the edge of the box. Touch and shot, but it's straight at the keeper, and that's fairly easy for them to deal with, to be honest. The clearance isn't great, or we've lost out in the air again, though, and they're bringing it forward down their right-hand side. The ball's into the centre forward, but Ray makes the challenge. Absolute stalwart for us at the back. Bowery finds the ball to Ruddock. Ruddock's got no one in front of him. We're just a bit too central now, even for a narrow diamond. Justin on the left-hand side. He's waiting for the runner of Bowery. Bowery's got Evans running off him into the middle. This is where we can start to take advantage. Evans goes back to Bowery again. Bowery cuts the ball back to Payne on the edge of the box. Kirilov tries to find Ruddock. It's an awful touch, and it's headed away. And now Ray gets the ball out to Ng on the right. Finds Ruddock again. Cuts inside. Finds Payne. Payne's trying to get the ball forward to the edge, but there's no one there. Miller finds Ruddock again. We've got one chance to get a cross in here. Into Bowery unmarked. What a volley, but it's hit the post. And in the minute of stoppage time, just a minute of it left, we should have equalised. It was a great opportunity and a great effort, but it doesn't quite make it. Justin gets the ball to Evans. This is our last chance to get a shot on goal. Ruddock's in again. Can he shoot? He does. There it is. 3 minutes of the 2 played. Crawley will feel slightly aggrieved, because the time should have been up a minute ago, but we've got the equaliser, maintained on our beaten run, and we're still going to be in second place going into that game. We've still got that cushion to the playoffs, and the morale's still going to be there from nicking a point. Pelly Ruddock, he'd threatened a couple of times towards the end, and he got one just in time, and now we need the whistle to go, and it has. What a time to get an equaliser. It's a 1-1 draw, a result we shouldn't be excited about as a team in the top three, but at this stage of the season every point is vital, and we're delighted to pick one up at the end there. It was completely deserved, and we're still unbeaten. Let's have a look at the post-match reaction. Colchester have drawn as well because they haven't gained any ground on us. We're still 7 points clear of that. We're still a point ahead of Mansfield in third, and MK Dons are flying away with the league. We've got no chance of winning that now. I think they're going to be title winners, despite us beating them comfortably in the last one. A loan move's fallen through for one of our youngsters who was already at the club at the start of the season, but that's not for us to worry about for now. As mentioned before, as we're in a title running, we will show a couple more games. We're going to go to our calendar quickly. We'll come back next for the one we'd originally mentioned. We've got 2 more games this month, and then a big game against Port Vale, our rivals, at the start of April. And then we've got 4 more games before our final game of the season against Grimsby. So they'll be the next 2 Fridays, and hopefully after that we'll be celebrating a promotion and a season in League One. But that will be all for this episode. I'll just go back to the league table for the end of it so you can give me your predictions as to where I'm going to finish. We're 7 points clear of 4th place Colchester, but we're certainly not going to win the title now. Do you think we're going to cling on based on that performance? Or are we a little bit too wasteful in front of goal? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If you did enjoy the video, please put a thumbs up on it. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager content as my channel name gives away. We've got 2 stories from FM19 providing our daily content. Part of the furniture where we go from bottom of the top to Torquay United. A similar idea to this but starting in the National League South. And the head coach where we work under a director of football with no say in transfers or contracts. We just manage the side on the pitch. We focus on the tactics and the training and make sure we get things right. It's a journeyman style save where we hop from club to club, trying to get to the top and winning as many trophies as possible. And if you've seen any of that story so far, you'll know it's not quite going to plan as of yet. But a massive thanks for watching as always, and we'll see you next time.